Welcome to this week's edition of Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Chi-Chen Lo. Through the so-called A.I.D. English Teaching Volunteer Program, Taiwan's Ministry of Education every year invites young volunteers to come to Taiwan for the summer. And through the program, these young people go to the mountain areas, to the villages, to teach our kids, especially kids with disadvantages, English. And this program is designed to help those young people from abroad to know better about Taiwan. But more importantly, it helps the local kids to have the first-hand experiences of the outside world. In today's program, we are very delighted to invite 3 volunteers of this year's program to share with us their wonderful experiences. Let's welcome Tiffany, Jerry, and Angela. Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
So that's, know more about you. Tell us about yourself. Let's start with Tiffany.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Kuo, and my hometown is Santa Maria, California, and I'm going to be a college junior at Harvard. I'm majoring in neurobiology.
Neurobiology, huh? And Jerry?
What's up? My name is Jerry Liu. I'm 17 years old and from San Jose, California. I taught this year at Nehu Elementary School of Yunlin County.
So you're still a high school student?
Yes.
Okay, and finally, Angela?
Hi, I'm Angela Han, and I recently graduated from University of Pennsylvania. I received my master's in elementary education.
Mm-hmm. So you get a master's degree, still a college student, and a high school student, right?
Yes.
Let's start with Jerry. Jerry, you also participated in the program last year, right?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to come to, back to Taiwan and try to participate in this program again?
Well, last year I felt that the teaching part was the most rewarding experience because the students were willing to listen, to cooperate, and they were determined to learn English and participate in all the activities that we had set up. So that was the most fun part of the experience, and then also to meet new people. That's what.
Where did you go last year?
Tainan.
Tainan?
Yeah.
So this time in Taipei City?
No, in Yunlin County.
Oh, Yunlin County.
Yes.
That's right. How about you, Angela?
Well, I chose teaching as my career, so I wanted to come back to see the differences between American students and Taiwan students.
How do you know about this program?
My mom actually saw this program on the internet, so she told me about it, and I saw that it was really interesting, so I decided to apply.
Yeah. How about you, Tiffany? How do you know this program?
My friends and my mom told her about it.
And you asked your friends who used to be in this program?
They actually had applied, but they ended up not participating, or at least they considered applying. But so I actually never really spoke to someone who had participated.
What did you expect from this program before you, thought about participating in this program?
I just really wanted to be with children because, like them, I really enjoy being with kids, and because I'm actually hoping to become a pediatrician.
Oh, I see.
And before I had decided to be a pediatrician, I had considered being an elementary school teacher. And so I thought, there's so many good things about this program. We can spend time with kids, and really, I had hoped we could help them learn English as well as just helping them by just being like a big sister, a big brother to them, just spending time with them and just showing them we care about them.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's why I came.
How about you, Jerry? Do you see any differences between this year's program and previous years?
Well, I didn't really expect that much because of last year's experience. I already knew what to expect, but I could tell that the people who were teaching at the same school were a little nervous because they told us we had to use the squatty toilets or how much preparation we had to go through. So they looked a little nervous, but I assured them that you didn't really have to worry about anything because the kids were always there to help you if you needed help, or the teachers were there to help you. So.
By the way, do you still have contacts with the kids you taught last year?
Yeah. We have email.
Do you have a chance to meet with them this time?
No, I didn't go to Tainan this year, but I really want to meet them again.
and Angela, that's the first time you participate in this program, but you are elementary education major.
Yes.
Do you think it's a good chance for you to practice what you learned from the textbook and try to put it into practice?
Yes, definitely. It was a great time for me to practice what I learned, especially for English second language students that I will encounter in the future in the States.
Do you see a gap between the theory and the practice?
Not so much because it was a very short period. Teaching 2 weeks is very different from learning to teach for a whole year.
I see.
So, yeah.
And I know that some of you are not so-called education major. So you definitely had to have some training, before you do the teaching. So how's the training for you?
So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the best training is really just doing it yourself. So they did give us a lot of tips that were helpful. Like they told us, like it's hard to keep their attention if you just teach them and have them write a lot
Did you
and
find
read
those
a lot.
tips helpful?
And so I found the tips of giving them a lot of games very helpful. And I just feel like it's important to remember to make teaching fun, as well as it is also very important to just show the children or the teenagers that you really care about them, and to really take the time to get to know them, each one, and not just think of them as like one corporate class, but to really know each one as if each one were like your little brother or sister. And I think the most important thing in being a good teacher is to really just show them you care about them, as well as it is as remembering good strategies for teaching. I think both of those components are important.
How long was the training period for you, Jerry?
1 week.
Just 1 week?
Yeah. So I think it was a little short, and I have to admit that it was all right. Like it didn't, because
what were the courses in the training?
the class management, phonics, theme-based lesson plans, pop songs, games and activities. So basically things to make teaching English more interactive and make kids feel that it's more interesting to learn English. So I think it really depends on how, like you have to have the experience and apply it to make, because if you just listen to how they teach it, then it sort of doesn't really work out that well.
But were you also allowed to create your own program, to design, cater to the needs of the kids you were taking care of?
Well, definitely. All our lesson plans were designed between ourselves and our teaching partners. So whatever we taught were our own creation, but it helped to have training to see ideas from other people too.
But that was the first time that you get this kind of training, Do you find it very interesting?
I found it interesting, and I also like how we were just talking about it being our own creation. I really think it was just a good opportunity to think for ourselves, and I feel like it was exciting to do it ourselves instead of having someone else hand us a teaching plan.
I know all of you are still students, but now you have to become a teacher. There's a role adjustment, So is that difficult for you to be a teacher and also try to be a student at the same time? Tiffany?
Well, I had a little experience before tutoring students. When I was in 8th grade, I tutored kindergartners, and when I was in high school, I tutored 2nd graders, and really got to know them and interacted with them, and I think that helps. However, this was my first time with junior high students.
Okay. How about you, Jerry? You had experience in last year, so does that help?
It does help a lot, and plus, when I was in junior high, I used to tutor kids French too, which is which is another foreign language. So it's sort of similar, but I think that teaching last year really helped because I had all my lesson plans, and I knew what really worked, what didn't work. So that really made teaching a lot easier during the 2 weeks.
What's the most important changes or improvement that you make this year?
More games and more activities, because the children don't like to listen to you talk about vocab. They want to play. They want to go to the computer room. So you just have to incorporate that and the English together, and then they'll think it's really fun.
Yeah, Angela, you too.
Yeah,
playing is the most important part of the education.
Definitely, because everybody likes to play. Even at this age, I still like to play. So it's the best to learn as you're enjoying it. So.
You're teaching at the junior high, right?
Yes, I was 6th grade classroom.
Okay. Do you think there's a generational gap between you and the kids? Any problems communicating your ideas with the kids?
Not really, because back in the States, I want to be a middle school math teacher. So I've student taught in 6th grade actually, for a whole semester. And then this past from January to June, I was a classroom teacher. I was working as a classroom teacher to 3rd and 5th grade and teaching writing. So it was definitely not that big of a shock to go into another classroom.
That's right. And how about you, Tiffany? I think this is the first time for you to be a teacher, actually, teaching to the kids who have few ideas about, English and so on. Do you find it interesting or frustrating?
Both, definitely. I would say, I don't know, I'm so excited to get to be with young people. And so I really wanted to think of it as not only being a teacher, but being a mentor or like a big sister to them. And I do think it was just really a good learning experience for me to teach. And I think it was frustrating in some senses because the students here are pretty shy. So it took, like every day the first week, you could see them gradually opening up and feeling comfortable speaking up in class. At first, you would ask them a question and say, "Does anybody know how to say like 香蕉用中文说?" And they all know it's banana, but they don't want to say it. They just kind of look at each other and just like look at you and don't say anything. So then I gradually learned like how to encourage them. Like sometimes I would just like, instead of standing in the front of the class, I would go out and stand next to one of them and just say like, "It's okay, you can just tell me." And they would say like, "Banana." And then I would say, yeah, like Julie said it was banana. And then, and so I feel like it was just good to realize, I think that maybe the students here, I found it interesting, the culture is a bit different. In America, students will speak up more, but I just realized even though Taiwan students are shy, that doesn't mean that they're not interested. They are interested, they just aren't used to speaking up. So I just gradually got to appreciate them and just know that they just need to be encouraged a lot.
That's right.
And so I learned not to be discouraged by that.
Did you volunteer to go to any particular county place, or you were assigned to go to wherever you want to go?
We were all assigned. Like before we even came to this program, they already assigned what schools you were going to, where it was going to be. So from then on, the teachers there at the school would communicate with the volunteer teachers and tell us what they have, like what do you have to prepare. So. Yeah.
But still, that would be probably the first time for you to go to a particular place, right? So when we come back, we'll talk about your experiences of your first encounter with those kids and what have they learned from you. And so there'll be more interesting stories. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages.